In this video, I'm going to be lifting the veil and showing you exactly how we get dozens of high-interest, qualified trials and signups for individual martial arts gyms every single week and how you can do the same. Now, I'm not going to be holding absolutely anything back. I'm going to show you the exact ads we're running, the creative, the copy, the headline, as well as a two-step qualification process and the scripts that we've used to generate more than 6,000 trials for martial arts gyms over the past 3.5 years. So if you want to copy our system, literally step by step, so you can have trials with people that are actually interested every single day without needing any crazy challenges or complex sales processes, then you're more than welcome to do so. Now, with that being said, let's jump right in. So most martial arts gyms nowadays are doing one of two things. Some are still relying on the traditional methods of growth, the word of mouth, referrals, special events, flyers, like those sorts of things. But unfortunately, a lot of the time they feel like they're just spending so much time and energy and they're not getting the consistency and predictability that they like. The second thing that they do is hire a marketing company to run their ads for them. And what that process usually looks like is something like this. So it starts off with some very generic ads, goes on to an auto-filled form, and then finally some sort of call center or just the owners themselves chasing the leads. So starting off with the ads. The first thing that kind of pops up here is the fact that there's no showcase or mention whatsoever of the actual culture and atmosphere of the gym, right? They're very generic, most of them templated or AI generated, and a lot of them have these crazy complex paid offers that look unappealing, are difficult to understand, and also require a high commitment up front, which already most people are not willing to do. Then it goes on to an auto-filled form, which is fine, but this requires 2 taps of your fingers to submit, like literally zero intent at all. And then finally, we've got a call center or just the owner calling the leads. So when it comes to a call center, there are a couple of problems. First of all, whether they're abroad or not, maybe they have a little bit of an accent, whatever. Most of the time, they don't have any martial arts experience themselves. But more than anything, the problem is that these call centers are typically working with multiple gyms at once, if not even with different industries. So obviously that's like a full-time job, and so there is no speed to conversation tracking, which is the number one aspect of booking trials, just how quickly you're able to get them to engage in conversation. Some people have the owners themselves call the leads, which I think is a little bit better because at least then someone that actually knows martial arts is going to talk to them. But of course, shocker, gym owners are also super busy. So they're not going to be able to just call everyone within 5 minutes at any point of the day. And they're just going to be very quickly overwhelmed by the amount of leads that they have to call and follow up with. So no speed to conversation either. On top of that, they're just going to use some generic script that just kind of offers them a time to come in, right? Without pre-selling, qualifying, getting them excited, any of it. It's just going to be, hey, how are you doing? Just here to book you in. Does 6 p.m. work? Yeah, 6 p.m. work. Okay, perfect. Booking it. That's it. Now, there are quite a few issues with this. First of all, as mentioned, there's no process of showing what the culture of the gym is actually like, just what makes you different, either on the booking conversation or in the ads. There's also no relationship building, so people feel like they can no-show, like they can cancel, they just haven't put a name to the face or anything, and so yeah, the intent is just very, very low, the intent to sign up. There's no differentiation, there's no qualification, there's no just getting them excited to come in, and obviously all of that leads to very low commitment, people responding with, I didn't sign up for anything, why are you calling me? And obviously a lot of no-shows. So that's basically what most marketing companies do. They run some ads, then they have an autofill form, and then they have a call center or just the owner themselves calling the leads. Now, a lot of them also have some sort of automation set up or automated text messaging sent, and that used to work amazing because you could send it instantly to people, and if they responded, then you achieved speed to lead. You got them to engage instantly, which is again, the most important thing. But unfortunately, nowadays, most people don't respond to automated text messages. And studies have actually shown that it's not because they're not interested or whatever. It's just that they procrastinate, right? They see it. It's clearly automated. So they're like, yeah, I'll answer later. And then later really never comes. So that's basically it. Good news is that we have the solution. And it basically comes down to the AI submission system. So it all starts off with gym-specific tailored campaigns, then goes off to the AI front desk team, pre-trial nurture, and finally handling reschedules or no-shows. So obviously, everything starts off with the gym-specific tailored campaigns. So let's get right into that first. So these are some of the exact ads that we're running and that are absolutely crushing for our clients right now. And straight away, you can see that the main focus is in the culture of the gym itself, right? It's showing the class, it's showing the space, just the general atmosphere and culture of the gym that they're advertising. Now, different types of ads resonate with different types of people. So depending on the culture, programs you're trying to fill, and audiences you're targeting, you never know what's going to be most effective, right? It could be photos. It could be like these types of videos where it's flashy, fast-paced, kind of the typical TikToks and Reels, or it could be like some sort of design, right? So it's a constant game of testing and iterating until you find the winners. And once you do find the winners, it's more testing because like in today's crazy online world, what works this week will not work the next. However, the focus is always placed on the gym itself and the culture to show what actually makes you different, while having a very attractive offer, such as a 7-day pass or something like that, so that you can actually catch people's attentions. You can definitely have some success with paid offers, and they are going to be people that are easier to sign up, but you're going to miss out on like literally dozens and dozens of people, most of them, that would be on the fence potentially, and they just need one class to just push them over the edge. Now, once they actually click on the ad, we are then going to send them to our disqualification form, which is the first step in our 2-step qualification process. Now, the reason why we have this 2-step qualification process is because it allows us to catch as many people's attentions as possible with a very good, attractive offer, including people that might potentially think they're not interested in martial arts and not have to deal with any of the time wasters and tire kickers in the back end. So essentially, with this disqualification form, what we're going to do is ask them a very simple question on the front end. In this particular example, it is an adult program, so we have 4 options. We've got fitness, self-defense, competition, and don't really want to join, just looking. And this last one is very, very important. Now, how you actually go about setting this up in Facebook itself is very, very simple. You just go to questions, and here you'll see an option that says add questions. So in this case, it's going to be a multiple choice, and you can ask a very simple question such as, what interests you most about martial arts? Then you're going to see this little checkbox here that says conditional logic. Go ahead and check that, and then you're going to write the answers that are possible. So you can have as many answers really as you want. In this case, it's just going to be 4. You can have more disqualifying questions if you want, but keep in mind that if you do that, the more questions you have, the more friction, so the less people are going to submit, and the higher the cost per lead. Yeah, these are what the answers would look like more or less. I created more of a kids campaign here, so it's focused, discipline, making friends, or just looking, don't really want to join. So when it comes to the logic side of things, this is where we determine what the form is going to do depending on what they answer. So for these first 3, it's just going to be submit form, right? End page for leads. So this is just going to be the submission of the form. So yeah, you select all the options that you want them to actually submit the form, and then finally for the one you want to disqualify, you just close form, right? End page for non-lead. So that's basically how you go about setting it up, the conditional logic on Facebook itself. So as you can see, we've set it up so that depending on what they answer and depending on whether or not they qualify, they're going to be sent to different pages at the end of the form. So if they disqualify, it's going to be, thank you for your interest. Based on your answers, this might not be the best fit, but it kind of redirects them to the website in case they do want to check you out. And then if they do qualify, then it's going to be only one more step, just kind of letting them know that a member of the team is going to be reaching out to book them in. So just to be on the lookout. So yeah, that's pretty much the first step of the 2-step qualification process. After someone that actually qualifies submits the form, they're going to be redirected to the AI front desk team. And what they're going to do is that they're going to send an opener straight away, personalized opener with just some type of conversation started depending on what it is that they responded on the form. And that's the power of the AI front desk team. That instead of just having, a random automated message that's clearly automated that people are just going to completely ignore, it is going to have that human feeling to it. And so the response rate is going to be exponentially higher. A lot of people come to us and are like, yeah, I've tried AI before, but that's kind of like saying I've tried a martial arts before. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, yeah, there's so many martial arts, like even within striking and grappling, there's different teaching styles, there's different techniques, levels, all of that. I think the best way I can explain it to you is with AI, it's kind of like an MMA fighter. If you put an MMA fighter against a jiu-jitsu guy or a boxer or a wrestler in boxing and wrestling, then they're just going to be absolutely dominated because they're generalists, right? They're very high level, they're elite at every single thing, which is what makes them so good at MMA, but they're not world class. They're just the best of the best, the top of the top at any particular discipline. So AI is basically the same, right? Most of the AIs we've seen developed are generalists, which means they're okay at everything. But the more context that you give it and the more you specialize it in something, the more human and effective it becomes at doing that one thing. So essentially what we've done is that we've put our more than 6,000 booking conversations we've had for dozens of martial arts gyms across different martial arts, different programs, all of it into these AI assistants so that they're better equipped and more effective at booking in trials for martial arts gyms than literally 99% of people. And because they don't take vacations, they don't take weekends, they can book people in night and day, they're also better at the number one most important thing, which is, again, speed to conversation. So it's called the AI front desk team because we've created different assistants for every single martial art and every single program within those martial arts, because obviously it's going to be a completely different conversation if you're speaking with an adult that wants to enroll than if you're speaking with a parent that's looking to enroll their child, right? It's going to be completely different language, completely different expressions, different pre-selling, different everything. So essentially when you take all of this and you combine it with the fact that we're attracting a lot of people with a very good offer and we're not dealing with any tire kickers and time wasters because of the fact that we have that double qualification process, and that's how you can get people through the door every single day. So how the AI assistants actually work is quite simple. First, they're going to begin the conversation and verify that they've got the right person. Then they're going to basically get their DR, which is the dominant reason for signing up. If it's something positive, then it's going to pre-sell them and just kind of get them excited to come in. If it's something negative, it's going to try to handle the objection, basically determine whether or not there's any chance at all that they could potentially end up signing up. If there isn't, it's going to disqualify them. If there is, then it's going to book them in. So let's look at some specific examples, right? First of all, we've got getting them excited. Here, the AI basically asks, what was it about BJJ that kind of piqued their interest? And the lead goes, yeah, I just saw the ad and thought it would be a good way to learn self-defense. And just look at the human response that it gives. It goes, for sure, totally get that. Most people that come in just want to find a way to learn actual self-defense and increase their confidence while getting a kick-ass workout in and maybe meeting some amazing new people. And this is definitely the perfect place for that. You're going to love it. So yeah, you can kind of see by the flow and just the general language in the conversation that this is an adult program and they're speaking with an adult, right? It would be a completely different conversation if you're speaking with a parent, right? Because you want to kind of make them feel that it's a safe space and suitable for children. So it would have different expressions, different verbiage, all of it. Then we've got the second example that's kind of more about losing weight, right? They go, yeah, gain a couple pounds in summer. So it responds, for sure, totally get that. Most people that come in just want to find a way to have a kick-ass workout that burns a bunch of calories while still feeling fun and engaging and obviously learning some self-defense along the way. This is the perfect place for that and you're going to love it. You can kind of see here the same structure for pre-selling that we've trained into the AI assistants, following the frameworks that we've gotten from some of the most successful gym owners inside of the industry, like literally the guys doing multiple million a year. But moving on, here we've got some examples of the second step of the qualification process, which is the AI assistants themselves. They're trained so that if someone shows they not really have that intent or at least like openness to possibly signing up, then they'll try to handle the objection. And if they can't, they'll disqualify that person. So here we got a couple of examples of what a conversation would look like if there's a DQ. And in this first one, we can see that the guy just goes, nah, I just don't know if I'm really interested. Now, part of the process of creating the AI front desk team for each specific gym, apart from obviously, ingraining all the culture and brand into the language, is giving it real testimonials from real people, like obviously for that gym, so that it can then use it to handle objections and push people over the edge. So here we can see that it goes, yeah, totally get it. Most people who come in just want to try it out with zero pressure, no strings. Honestly, a lot end up loving it so much that they stick around, kind of like Joe. He said BJJ was the best decision that he ever made. Then it kind of goes on to try to determine whether or not there's any chance at all, if they have any openness basically to potentially sign up. It just goes, if you tried a class and actually had a blast, any chance you give it a shot? It goes, not really, but hey, I still want to pass. Is that okay? Totally get you on a class, but right now it's just for people who are ready to try a class. You can always check out our website to see what else we offer if you're interested in the future. So I'd redirect them to the website, same as the first step. Now in this second example, it's the same thing, right? It just kind of asks about the curiosity, and it gets, yeah, just passing through town with my nephew and thought it would be a good way to kill some time. Obviously at that point there is zero chance at all that they would convert into a sign up, that they would eventually sign up, because they don't even live there. So it just goes on to disqualify, tell them thanks for sharing that. It's just for people that actually want to try out a class. So that's basically how the second step of the qualification process works. Now let's look at an example of objection handling gone right. So here we can see that the guy goes, sorry, yeah, I didn't sign up for anything, which is something that's quite frustrating, and most people that aren't trained don't know how to overcome. But instead of just going, hey, what the hell, man, like, this is your name and number, how can it not be you? It just goes, oh wow, so sorry, it looks like someone submitted your phone number by accident. Well, we've already set aside one of the passes for you. Would you be interested in 10 completely free days of all access BJJ? Now, this is where having a really good offer comes in very, very handy, because it's attractive to anybody, right? So you can use it to handle objections and get people that might not initially think that they're interested in martial arts. You can turn them into actual prospects. So it goes, is it free? Then it goes, yeah, 10-day pass, 100% free, no pressure to sign up at all. Most people just want to try it out just want to try it out without, any of the hassle. And then what it's going to do is that it's going to basically determine whether or not there's any chance, or at least any openness at all, to sign up if they did, get one of the passes. And they say, yeah, man, if I really loved it, who knows? So it goes on to book them in, and then boom, now you have a prospect out of nowhere. The biggest thing to keep in mind here is the fact that someone can stop responding at literally any point during the conversation. And again, it's not that they hate you, it's not that they're not interested, it's just that they procrastinate, right? They're like, I'll answer later, and later just kind of never comes. So that's exactly what makes the AI assistants so powerful, because not only are they going to follow up with literally anybody, just reigniting the conversation, saving that lead, and therefore kind of giving you the best possible return on investment for your ad spend, because you're just not wasting leads, but it's also going to reference something specific about the conversation or just the form that they submitted, so that it's a human and kind of personal response, and that just makes the chances of them responding exponentially higher. So here we can see some examples of exactly that, some follow-up conversations, like, for example, this first one where the lead mentioned, yeah, I'm interested in it because of self-defense. So when the assistant doesn't get a response, it follows up an hour later with, hey, John, in between calls, and just remembered you mentioned self-defense was the main reason you were interested. So in the second one, you got a father just talking about, hey, yeah, my son got into a scuffle last week with a bully. So when I saw you guys were offering the beginner trials, I thought that the timing was perfect. So just look at the response here. Like, it empathizes, it acknowledges, and goes, wow, I'm really sorry your son had to go through that. Martial arts is amazing for building confidence and giving kids the skills to stand up for themselves. You can see how it's selling, how it's like, apart from obviously acknowledging the situation and having like a human conversation, it's selling as well and telling them, yeah, you came to the exact place. So when it doesn't get a response, it follows up with that as well. Hey, had a minute between calls and was thinking about your son's situation. Building his confidence is such a game changer. Want me to send over some class time so we can get started with the free class pass. So you think that would get a response? Like, absolutely, it would absolutely get a response. So yeah, the biggest thing about this is that follow-up is one of the biggest needle movers, because again, like, if you're following up with people and you get maybe 2-3 a day, maybe you can do it yourself, maybe you can have a human do it. But once you start getting like decent results, 5-6 leads a day, and after the third or fourth day, those start to pile up. So it's really difficult. And that's, again, the power of the AI assistants that are going to be able to use all these conversations and save all the leads, instead of just, hey, let me concentrate on these new leads that are coming in and just leave the absolute gold mine that I have there because they're old leads. But yeah, that is basically the AI front desk. They're going to be qualifying people, getting them excited, and booking them in straight into your calendar. All of that on autopilot, obviously, without you needing to lift a finger. Now, in this next part is where we see the real difference between the people that are all in on their growth, all in on their business, are going to see incredible results, and the people who aren't, that are going to see decent or just even mediocre results. Because people are going to book trials, right? But what we've seen over the past 4 years is that you get the absolute best results when you combine really good marketing, speed to conversation, and follow-up, which is what leads to people booking trials, with the gym itself building up the relationship, commitment, and excitement of the person before the trial even begins, which is what leads to people showing up and actually enrolling. So this is where pre-trial nurture comes in. Now, it can be done by you, it can be done by one of your instructors. Just a little tip, best results are typically going to come when it's whoever actually teaches the trial, but as long as it's someone that's going to be there when the lead comes in, it can be anyone. But anyways, once the bookings start to come in, this is the real difference maker. And it is work. Like, maybe you got to set aside 30 to 45 minutes a day, but if anyone tells you that they've got this magic system where you just press a button and just sit back and watch people come in and sign up every day without you needing to do anything, just run the other way. But yeah, it's going to be two things, basically. It's going to be the thank you video, and it's going to be the pre-trial call. Now, for the thank you video, I'm literally going to be giving away the entire script in this video right now. As I said, no holding anything back. So if you want to screenshot it, copy it word for word so you can have your own thank you video script, you can send people to double your show up rate, be my guest. But essentially, it's going to be a 30-second selfie video that you send people straight after they book their trial, where you show them the space, you show them the gym, you set a little bit of expectations, as well as just putting a face to their name, which just helps building that human connection before the trial. But yeah, as you can see here, it'd be something like, hey, Sally, what's going on? It's John from Golden Star Martial Arts. I just wanted to record this quick video to thank you for signing up for a 7-day free pass and booking your very first class with us. We're really excited to have you join the family. This right here is where the magic usually happens. You have plenty of space and you'll notice everyone here is super nice and welcoming. Now, here's how the class usually goes. We'll start off with this, then go on to that, and finish off with this other thing. So I can't wait to meet you in person and introduce you to the team. Thanks again for signing up. We'll see you soon. So yeah, you can kind of obviously customize it to your own classes, gym, martial art, like whatever it may be. And this is kind of the version for parents. You can take a screenshot of it and customize and tailor it to your own, but you kind of get the point. After the thank you video, we're going to go on to the pre-trial call, which basically happens the day before or day of the trial, depending on how quickly it was booked, right? If you book it for next day, you're obviously not going to call them that same day to confirm. You're going to call them the next morning. So yeah, essentially it'd be something like, yeah, hello. Hey, what's going on, Sally? It's John from Golden Star Martial Arts. How are you doing? Did I catch you at a good time? Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm doing great. Just calling because you've got a class scheduled with us tomorrow at 2. And I wanted to make sure you had everything you need. And this is kind of where you have different versions depending on if it's an adult or kids program. For adults, you'd say something like kick some butt, right? Obviously, you can customize it to the expressions that you personally feel comfortable using. And for kids, it'll be something like, yeah, have a fun and safe first class. And this part is very cool. Basically, in the AI submission system, the assistants will send the gym owners a notification so that they know exactly who and when they need to make the call. And within that notification, apart from obviously including anything else they might need, like name, contact information, and time of appointment, it will also include the reason for signing up that it got in the booking conversation so that you can bring it up here. And that just gives a sense of professionalism and congruence between the different conversations that they've had. Now, this might seem like a very small thing, a very small detail, but these small details are what kind of pile up and end up making the biggest difference. But yeah, here you just bring up the DR, get them to elaborate a little bit, get them to talk about why they're interested, and then depending on the answer, you take them to different parts of the script. Now, we've included here a couple of examples because we have different DRs for every martial art and every program within those martial arts. But you can see here, for example, it's BJJ Kids. Dominant reason number 1 is getting them into a positive activity. You'll say this. If it's getting bullied, you'll say this. This example, I think, is Muay Thai adults. So it's learning self-defense, right? Getting in shape. It's a different conversation with all of them. Again, for this, you can screenshot it and you can use it word for word or just create your own version so you feel comfortable using it. Now, the final part of the system is just for reschedules and no-shows, where for reschedules, we basically have a completely different assistant setup that's just on standby, so that if anybody needs to cancel or reschedule, they can just have a quick and convenient conversation to find a new time that works for them. Just like in this example here, right? Barbara says, hey, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to be able to make it today. The assistant goes, sorry to hear that. Hope nothing serious happened. No worries though. Can we get you back on the schedule? No problem. We have a schedule on Tuesday. I appreciate it. That works. So that's how we get people rescheduled. Now, when it comes to the no-shows, it's actually a little bit different because obviously we need to be made aware of whether or not people have no-showed. So what we do is that we have another notification system where an hour after the appointment, we send a notification to the owner where they just click a little link and a form pops up. They tell us, hey, whether or not they actually showed up. This gets auto-populated, so it's literally just a couple seconds. And then they get redirected to the no-show assistant where we're going to try to get them booked in again. Just like in this example here, where the assistant goes, hey, Jacob, didn't see you in class today. Are you still looking to come in or should we give you a pass to somebody else? Hey, yeah, sorry, had a doctor's appointment, forgot to cancel. Can we reschedule for next week? So as you can see, this is a complete end-to-end system that books people in on autopilot every single day. And it's basically designed to give gym owners back control over their own time so they can concentrate on doing what they love while growing the business. So by following this exact 4-step process, obviously this is if they take action, gyms can go from feeling that they've tried everything and nothing works into this. Now, these are just a couple of examples of what is possible through the AI submission system, starting with Justin from Conquer Boxing, who was basically feeling like his passion for teaching was dwindling after he saw his growth just completely halted by COVID. So he was losing that passion, but by following this exact process, he talks about in this video how he found that passion for teaching again and how he just found the whole experience life-changing. So let's just give it a listen. grateful for, something that has happened that you're like, yes, this is a big win for me?
Oh man, listen, the passion for teaching has just been there for me lately, man. Just having so many new people come in, really be able to share the passion with people, and then just after the first
Mm.
class, and just how everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is so amazing! This is life changing." So that's what I've been really looking forward to all week.
Dude, I love that. Love that. So rewarding to hear even now. So yeah, I think it was 81 members in a little bit less than 4 months that he got. So absolutely life-changing stuff. And that also seems to be the direction that this other Justin is headed, this time from Stay Fly Muay Thai. So Justin used to believe that summer is just the absolute worst period for the business and there's nothing you could do about it, right? Year after year, not only would he not grow during the summer months, but he'd also lose a percentage of his students. But that all changed this August when in the first full month with the AI submission system, he gained 23 new members. So that's not trials, that's not even show-ups, that's 23 people signing up and paying for a membership. So here's what he said. Things are going great. I think it's just about time to switch it up and move focus to where we need it. Our evening Muay Thai classes have been bumping. They're almost at capacity every night. There's a little more room for a few more people to sign up, but not many. First month was just crazy, especially for August. So still love to see that. But with the calendar, you can see here that there's multiple appointments booked almost every single day, and 23 new members ended up signing up in August. So that's Stay Fly Muay Thai. Finally, we've got Vanao Jiu-Jitsu and Jean-Marc from Vanao Jiu-Jitsu. So let's just see what he had to say.
And in this, they've been very successful. We've had a ton of free trials through them, which has been really positive, and in addition to the people that we're booking for free trials as well. So if anything, it's been hard trying to accommodate everyone. But this is a good problem. The more people you have coming through your doors, the more members you're going to get inevitably. So it's been a really positive experience. And then the other thing that really stands out is just the customer service, like Gonzalo, and the other staff the team that they have has been really supportive. They take the time.
Super nice guy. Jean-Marc, if you're seeing this, I appreciate you, brother. Me and the team always make an effort to make everyone feel supported and like they can come to us with anything. So hearing these types of things just kind of make my heart warm. So anyway, that is the AI submission system. And whether it's more students because you want to change more lives through martial arts, more money because you want to go on more than one holiday a year, or even just getting back some of your time so you can spend it with your family and doing what you love, this system will help you do exactly that. Now, there is one caveat to this, and that is that you actually need to take action. So there are two roads you can go down. You can either take part of the process I've showed you in this video and create your own system. There's been no gatekeeping, so you can absolutely take this and implement it yourself. Or if the time commitment is more of an issue, you don't want to break your head just figuring out the system, or you just don't want to go through that entire learning curve, then what you can do is click the first link in the description below and book a call with me directly to see if you would be a good fit for us to actually work together and implement this system for you, completely run by us on autopilot. That way, you don't have to spend all the time and money trying to figure it out yourself. But either way, hope this video was super helpful. If for whatever reason you're not really in a position to work with us right now, then no worries whatsoever. Obviously, just click the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to share this with anyone else you think might find value in it. But yeah, that being said, catch you in the next one.